Well, I introduced yesterday's episode by talking about how we hadn't won a single trophy in 10 years in non-league to legend this year. Obviously, that is still the case. But this one is extra special because it is our only remaining route into the Champions League for next season, which we need, A, to be playing Champions League football, and B, financially. It would be a disaster if we don't make it into the Champions League. We need this so Kev gets some spensies. It's time for the Europa League Final. Hello and welcome to Club 6, Part 9 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and this is it's just got the potential to get very, very messy. I assume by this point you've watched yesterday's FA Cup final, in which Manchester United beat us 6-2. Today's Europa League final opponents 4 days later are Manchester United. Oh, I just don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But this is what I'm talking about with the financial stuff. Every year Arsenal end up in this massive amount of debt by the end of the season, 50 or 60 million pounds in debt. But then every year the Champions League money comes in and everything is fine. If the Champions League money doesn't come in, we're going to be stuck. We're not going to have any money to spend. We had 77 million pounds to spend this last summer. Obviously, I wasn't here to spend it, so my transfer spending has been very limited so far. There are a number of players I need to make us properly competitive next year so we don't lose a cup final 6-2 ever again. But if we don't qualify for the Champions League, I'm not going to be able to get them this summer. I'm going to have to do a whole full extra season to get to that point. And the only way we can win the Champions League is by beating Manchester United. And Manchester United are going for their 4th trophy of the season, having just scored 6 goals past us 4 days ago. I don't see any route to a positive outcome in this. I've made the 2 obvious changes to the team. Pingu's going to start, Nelson's going to start. They were both excellent when they came on. They were the only bright points of the FA Cup final. And I'm also not going to make the mistake of starting on counter-attacking again. We're going to go in as standard, flexible, and try and figure out the game as we go. If we can avoid, this is a big if we can avoid those 2 early sucker punches before we've even started playing, we give ourselves a little bit of a chance. It didn't get properly messy yesterday until we started attacking and trying to get back into the game and ended up opening up loads of space behind us. So if we can keep things fairly tight early on, maybe nab a goal of our own, we might just be able to grab a result against them. But they're going to be absolutely oozing with confidence. They've won everything they've entered this season and they're fully aware of how comfortably they can beat us because they've only just done it. So it wouldn't surprise me at all to see us beaten even more comprehensively than we were in the FA Cup final. But you got to hope, we've got to dream. I absolutely went mental at the press conference before this match, so I don't know what result that's going to have had on the players. But I was just very aggressive throughout, talking about how disgusted I was with the team. So hopefully that'll be the spark that helps us get through this game. I also made sure to praise Man United at every opportunity, and I'm just trying to inflate the egos as much as possible. I know trying to out-mind game Jose Mourinho probably isn't the best idea, but what else have we got? We can't beat them with player on player because their players are much better than ours. So I'm hoping they just come into the game overconfident. My players come into it feeling like they've got a point to prove, and we can use that to sucker punch them the way they got us in the last game. But it is every highlight is a Man United attack at the moment. Cross comes in, Felipe heads clear-ish, and it's back with Dembele again. And we are, we're defending resolutely at the moment. I approve of what I'm seeing defensively from us, but we do need to find a way to get the ball into their half. Maybe get our own highlight. Here is Pingu, but he wasn't even in their half. But it's out to DVD. If he can beat his man, we've got a chance. He finds Leshy. Can he square it? I mean, there's no one in the middle. The commentary seems to suggest that Leshy was actually having a shot there. I'm not so sure that's the case, and that's the best chance of the game so far. And it goes over. I mean, that would be nice today. Oh, Pingu's injured. It would be nice if Man United just missed their chances today. So Pingu's got a calf injury. He's coming off at half-time. He wasn't properly fit to play anyway. We'll take him off at half-time. Jack Hutchins is going to come on and hopefully come on and be an absolute superstar. He did score in his England debut earlier in the year. He has been scoring a lot of goals when he when he was the only striker we had and we had to rely on him. I'm choking up with the emotion of the affair. I haven't got a cold, I haven't got a cough. It's just when I'm talking to you about this, I'm getting sad and emotional and it's stopping me being able to talk. So Hutchings comes on. We could have brought Salcedo on, but I was really disappointed with him. I don't think Eddie Salcedo is a big game player. Does it mention anything? It doesn't mention anything about it, either positively or negatively. But any time we really need a performance, Salcedo doesn't turn up. So Hutchings hasn't let us down this season, apart from in the cup final 4 days ago. But, you know, fingers crossed he doesn't let us down today. I don't really get why we've had to wear blue again. That's both cup finals. We've had to wear blue. That seems a little bit unfair. We should have rotated that. But I don't suppose it really matters, other than the fact that I'm wearing a red tie, and red tie with blue kits, the players might think I'm cheering on Man United. They might forget what colour we play in normally, because we're playing in blue every day now, apparently. United, with the chance to attack again, they do, and they do finally make the breakthrough. Now it's all about how we respond to that. We're going to immediately go to control to try and find a route back into the game. But I don't really rate our chances. Salcedo's going to have to come on at some point just as an attacking option for us, because the whole front four haven't really performed at all today. I mean, they're feeding off scraps. It's not necessarily their fault, but we need someone who can just make something happen. And it's probably too late now because we're 2-0 down. Oh, we're going to have another season of no Champions League football. When I left Leicester, who were in the Champions League and in a Champions League qualification spot when I left, it was all on the gamble that Arsenal were a big enough, rich enough club that I could get them up into the Champions League this year and then use that money from being a bigger club to really push on to the next level. If we don't find a way back into this game and pick up the win, then the gamble didn't pay off. Rabiot can come off for David. There you go. That is our final roll of the dice. Salcedo. I'm not going to go control. I'm not going to go to attack him, because when we did that in the last game, they just destroyed us, getting in behind us all the time. So we're going to stay on control and hope. Just hope. And Hutchings is injured. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is what's known in the trade as game over. Because, but we've lost every striker available at the club to injury now. Every single one of them is unavailable due to injury. Merson's going to have to go up front. He's not a striker. He's not even close to a striker. But he tries hard, bless him. So let's get him up front. And, it's very, very disappointing just how toothless we've been in these two games. Both the cup finals. We did really well to get to them, but it shows the massive gulf between us and Man United. And remember, last season, before I arrived at the club, last season it was Arsenal who pushed United all the way in the league. Leshy grabs a goal back. Right, there's 5 minutes to go. Now we've got to go for it at this point. I don't want to see a highlight. I want to get onto a tactics screen. We just need to get the ball forward. Let's be fluid. Let's get the ball forward. Yeah, do whatever you want. Just get the ball into their box. I don't care if we lose 3 or 4-1 now. We've got to give ourselves an opportunity to grab a winner. 6 minutes of time added on. Come on, we need a highlight. Where's my pug mask? Where's the highlights? Why are we not getting a highlight? 10 minutes have passed since we scored that goal, and we don't get a single highlight in 10 minutes. Football Manager, eh? What an annoying game. Right, let's see how much money we've been given. It's going to be disgusting, isn't it? Arsenal defeat. Pingu injured. Hutchings torn. Of course, it's a proper injury as well. It was always going to be a proper injury. It wasn't just going to be he's bumped his head. Do we? No, we don't. I'll be back in a second with budgets. Right, I assume somewhere in here we're going to get our budgets. So that's the overall Arsenal best 11. Not many of our current players in that team. And budgets. I don't want to do a team meeting. Okay, we haven't actually got our budgets here. I thought we were going to actually see the budgets. End of season awards, Dolberg Player of the Season, Merson. Good work, Tommy Merson. We might actually keep him around. And there isn't anyone worthy of being signing of the season, which says it all about the transfers that took place before I got here, because it's not as if there were none. There was a lot of money thrown around on just players who weren't good enough to play for Arsenal. So, much work ahead. I don't understand why we're not getting a transfer budget. Please tell me we've not got to work with no transfer budget, or I'm just going to go back to Leicester. Where did they even finish? Leicester finished 11th. I mean, I'll go back here. Have they had their fire sale yet? No. So I might just go back to Leicester. I will be back in a second with transfer budget. You know what? In the circumstances, that's not too bad. We push for the Champions League next season. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.